morning, Coach. Mário Serra for BTV. In a match where Benfica can take the lead of the championship, and from what you know about tomorrow's opponent, what does Benfica have to do to win against Sporting?
Yeah, that's an easy question. So to play a very good game. So first of all, we are happy to play at home again because it's a long time ago. We had 3 away matches, and I think it's also good after a game you lost and you were disappointed. I think that's a good thing in football. There's always a next upcoming match, and especially when it is at home against Sporting, of course, it's a great opportunity to show up again. And that Sporting plays a very good season, so they won almost everything, 1 draw. But like you said, so with a win we are first, so that says everything. So when they play a great season and we play also a good season, and of course in the direct duels, they are very important. We know also from last season, both matches against Sporting were very good football games. At the end, both games a draw, and so of course our goal on Sunday is to play a top game, to show a very good reaction, and to win the game.
Hi, Coach. João Paiva for TVI and CNN Portugal. Most of your biggest duels here in Portugal last season were against Porto. At the end of the season, you fought against Porto for the title, and you even made that infamous joke about Porto being the most important games for Benfica. How do you see Sporting right now for the long haul in this championship, and not only this championship, all the competitions in Portugal? Do you see them as real contenders to win it all here in Portugal this season?
Yeah, I think Sporting, Porto, Braga, so all these teams are very good, and of course these teams always have the quality to go for titles. So I think last season Sporting didn't start well in the season. They lost too many points at the beginning, but nevertheless I think they were always competitive, and they were always difficult to play. This season they started completely different. I think they always kept all the players together. They have a new striker, is doing very well from the start, and so I think it's a very balanced team. They are with the same coach. They are used to play with each other. So of course it's a good team, like Porto and Braga as well. So I think we are in a hard competition in all the Portuguese competitions. So I expected what happens at the moment in the league.
Hello, Mr. Schmidt, Artur Teixeira from Sport TV. In the last press conference after the game against Real Sociedad, you said that the team wasn't ready, wasn't prepared for the match. You also assumed that it was your fault. How are you preparing this game against Sporting?
Yeah, of course, it's my responsibility. So I think to prepare the team in all the important topics is my responsibility. So it's tactical wise, is the physical part, is the mental part, and of course, if actually we expected what happened in Real Sociedad. So when you analyze the games of Real Sociedad, what happened with us could also happen with Inter Milan, could happen with Barcelona. It was exactly the same. They started very, very sharp with a lot of chances. The difference between these matches and our match was that they were very efficient. So they used the 2 first moments to score goals. And actually we knew it before, but nevertheless, in my opinion, maybe we were not 100% prepared for that. And then of course I always think about, okay, what could we do maybe different in our approach. But that was this game, and on the other hand, we have another situation in the Portuguese league. So now we have a top game on Sunday, is a big chance for us. Of course, there's some pressure as well. So for us, for them. So and I think how I know my team from the past, from the last season, how they fought also in difficult moments at the end of last season to become a champion. How they already won this season in an important game against Porto, the Supertaça. So I think under pressure we showed very good performances, and my players, they are not perfect, but they are always very motivated and they have a very good attitude. So I believe 100% in my player and also in our complete group. So I think we all were very frustrated and disappointed after the match against Real Sociedad. But already yesterday I felt a very positive vibe in our group, very self-criticism, unhappy with the performance, and so we are ready to prepare today and then tomorrow the day in a perfect way, and then we play a top game, and we try to show also our fans, because that's also important, that our fans feel from the start that we are ready to fight also this season for the championship.
Hi, Mr. Schmidt, Claudio
Hi.
Constantino, CMTV. We saw Benfica playing in a different style on the last 3 games. You won the first 2 and were losing by 3 at the 21 minutes against Real Sociedad. The game against Real Sociedad was the end of this formation for Benfica, and I want to ask you if you you had more time to analyze these first minutes of that game. What happened for Benfica to suffer that 3 goals too early on that game?
I have a lot of questions. So I think I already explained a little bit the story of the game against Real Sociedad. I think the beginning was not bad. So until the 12 minutes, it was an open game with 1 set pieces, second ball for them, and 1 missed pass of Tino. That were 2 chances of Real Sociedad. They haven't had anything else. So it was not like that was easy mistakes of us, and they showed efficiency. And then of course we lost a little bit the connection, the togetherness, and also the stadium was there, and they had so much confidence in this moment that we missed the next 20-25 minutes completely, everything we talked about. After the halftime, I think we did it well, so it was a different game, but it was too late to change the result. So the second question, or the beginning of your question, was the back 3. So in my opinion, it was not a question of back 3. Look to the first 2 goals. I think has nothing to do with the back 3. If you see the third goal, there was no support for the fullback in this situation, 1 against 1, and they could score. So these things can happen if you play with a back 4 or with a back 3. So in my opinion, it was not crucial in this match. It was more the story of the game, and then that we lost the nerves and a little bit our strategy. So that's why I think we have to think about tomorrow, what is the best approach. I already explained why I think both formations are options, but at the end I think we can play in both formations the same football. It's a question of how we put it into practice.
Nuno Paralva, Jornal Bola, bom dia.
Bom
We
dia.
understand you are putting the blame on you, but my question is straightforward. What are you missing?
What
are you missing?
I already answered now a few times the same question. So I took the responsibility. So that's what I always do, because I'm the coach. So I'm responsible for everything. How we train, how we play football, how is our culture in the group. I am responsible for everything, and of course I'm also responsible if we are not playing good football and we lose games. So, but that's part of football, that you lose games. So I haven't thought when I renewed my contract that we now win all the titles until 2026. So I think we have to work very hard, like last season, for each single title. But even when you are struggling in one competition like we did in Champions League is not a shame. You know, we play against very good teams. Look to Inter Milan, how they play also in the Serie A. Real Sociedad is for me one of the top teams at the moment in Europe. So if they can keep this condition and all the players stay healthy, I think they are able to play a top season also in Champions League. So we were not on our top level in this moment, but that's part of football. So I think what we have to do is to look forward, to accept, to be professional, to work hard and to show a good reaction in the upcoming match. That's what you always have to do, and we are far away from losing our confidence and our conviction. So we are completely close in our group and together, and we will win in next years. I hope a lot of titles.
Pleasure, Rafael Soares, Record. What is the situation with Koksuba and Bernard? Are they definitely out of the game? And are there more injuries beside these players? And errors, of course.
Yeah, these are the 4 players who are out, and they are also out for Sunday.
Hello, Mr. Schmidt, Gonçalves Gestas, SIC. Looking to Benfica's type of play this season, since the last year, the Benfica was playing with the fullbacks in very good shape, like Grimaldo and Alexander Ba. This season, it seems like the playing style from the fullbacks is a little bit different. Is that one of the key moments on the Benfica's football that is lacking from the last season in comparison?
Yeah, it's the point. So I think we lost with Grimaldo, a very experienced fullback, very reliable, always fit, always on top level, also mentality-wise, with a lot of experience also in big games. And of course, he was perfect for the style of playing we have. And of course, in our style of playing with forward thinking, with high pressing, with good game pressing, and all these things. And also with our formation, the fullbacks are very important, like you said, in the defending part, also in the forward defending, but also, of course, in the offense. So, and we have with David Jurasek a new player, Juan Bernard. Juan Bernard is at the moment injured. David needs a little bit more time to adjust and to adapt to this style of playing. So, and at the moment, Alex Ba is also out because he's used to it. He was also a player who developed in a very good way last season. And of course, it's not easy to replace these players. And but nevertheless, like I said, we try to compensate. So Frederik Aunes at the moment has to be very flexible because I need him everywhere and sometimes, and he has to change his mindset always. Fortunately, he's a player who has the capacity to do that. So he's also always open. Sometimes I think he likes to play each match a new position. So that's good for us. But like you said, so to have more consistency on this position, more more chance for the players to get used to everything, to develop by playing games every 3 days of games and develop in the same formation, of course, is an advantage. But that's what I say. So sometimes football, you have these phases. Last season we could also almost always play with the same back four, with the same midfielders, and this season is a little bit different because we lost players. We have some injuries, long-term injuries. So also last season we haven't had any long-term injuries. So these reasons make it more complicated, but nevertheless not impossible. So I think we, like I said, in the league, I think we are playing well. So we got already a lot of points, and now we have to focus on the players who are there, and we have to bring the players who are maybe not on top level at the moment. We have to bring them on this level because we need everybody on his best level to fight in all the competitions for the titles.
Hello, Mr. Schmidt.
Hello.
João Domingos. We are live in RTP. I want to know if you feel that the result tomorrow can have an impact on your future at the club.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think I already said that a few times. So I signed a new contract until 2026 because I'm convinced and I love to be at Benfica. And so that we always win everything and we are always successful and we are always playing top football until 2026. I haven't expect that. So what I know from my experience as well, that you always have some difficulties also during season. It is depending on what I said before. So sometimes you can play always with the same players, nobody is injured, all the players in top shape, and then sometimes it's very easy to play successful football if you have a good approach and a good team. And sometimes it is a little bit more difficult and you have to fight more, but you know, to promote to knockout stage in Champions League is very important for us, for the club, for the players, for everyone. We have a big motivation for that. But sometimes if you have situations like we had this year in the group stage, yeah, you have to accept then that other teams are at the moment in a better momentum, and then you had the stories of the games we had this season, and then you have to accept you are out. But it cannot be the reason to lose the confidence for Benfica and for my position. So I feel the confidence also from the club, and I think my goal is to say 2026 at Maccabi Pombal goodbye to Benfica. So that's my goal, and I believe it's possible.